What's up, guys? It's Joni from Life 24/7.
And Pete from Life 24/7.
Also, yeah.
Yeah, also from the same place. And today we're gonna talk about our trip to Germany. That was a few months ago. To EU LCS Studios in Berlin, Germany.
Yeah.
From 28th of July to 30th of July.
Yeah. And we saw 4 games at the...
Yeah, 4 games. Thursday and Friday games.
Yeah. And the games were, I have them right here and I'm gonna check them, so you know. First game was Mysterious Monkeys versus Vitality, and the game was
3-0. Not very interesting.
Not interesting at all. And second game was G2 versus NIP, Ninjas in Pyjamas.
Yeah, and that was really interesting. And on Saturday we had Splice versus H2K and Misfits versus Fnatic. Those were much better games. They were more intense and interesting, at least. And so yeah,
and we skipped the last day of the games because we thought we wanted to see some Germany itself.
Yeah.
Went to the museums and stuff.
Yeah. So anyway, so first of all, let's talk about the studio. You know, and where the studio is.
Yeah, the studio is in Berlin. It's kind of like downtown Berlin. Not exactly.
Yeah, it's really like on the outskirts of Berlin.
Yeah.
Like Berlin is a really big place, you know. So it's if you go like from the center of Berlin with train there, it's like half an hour or something. I guess.
A bit more, I think.
Yeah.
But it's easy to get to. But the place itself, it's pretty shady. The studio.
Yeah, at least it looks shady.
Yeah. At first we were like, you have to go through a parking plot or something like that.
Yeah. Behind
the studios, and then you get to the garage door. Yeah. And then the studio it's just inside and you can walk in.
Yeah, you're walking there and you're thinking like, am I in the right place? But then you see the EU LCS flags there, so you know you're in the right place, and also other nerds walking around, so you could just follow them.
Yeah, yeah. People looking like us.
Yeah.
With Fnatic shirts on, like, stuff like that. And when you get inside the studio,
yeah, inside it's really dark. It's a black base. You know, like most studios are dark. You know, TV productions are black spaces. So it's when you first get in, it's a large dark hall, and there's a little merch shop where you can buy things,
stuff like this.
Yeah, and then there's a little concession stand where you can buy drinks and food, which is it's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
But you know, beer is pretty cheap if you think like from Finnish standards. I don't know what's like around Europe, but I think like Germany is one of the cheapest places for beer in Europe.
Yeah.
It was like 3 euros for a beer, but when you return the bottle, you get 1 euro back, so it was 2 euros for a beer, and that's of course the most important thing about the studio.
Really important.
Yeah, and there's also a little photo taking spot in the the first area, and you can take photos on like a League of Legends loading screen with like props.
Yeah, you can have like Draven access and stuff like that, you know, and take your pictures with at least 5 friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have that many, so.
And then where the games are played is a whole different room, like big hall.
You go through some curtains and stuff.
Yeah, and then you can see the backstage, kind of.
Yeah.
And the toilets were at the backstage. You had to walk like behind the scenes, and then there's a weird door again, and then you are thinking again if you are in the right place at all.
Yeah. When you walk to the toilet, you can see like players going from the stage to the backstage area.
Yeah.
Walking through the same spots.
I almost bumped into Nukeduck.
Yeah.
Nukeduck. Yeah. And then when you get the venue place, like where is
where the games are.
Yeah. The audience and the, what do you call that?
Screen or the player area.
Yeah. And
stage.
And then there is a caster desk. and they small
interview lounge.
Yeah.
I think like, you know, the little bench or whatever where they
where Shocks interviews the players after the games. And then there is a small VIP box behind the audience, and then there's a run throw for like crew members, and the audio at the venue is pretty great. You can hear all the sounds of the game well, and the casters you can hear really well, and the casters like interact with the audience pretty much all the time and talk with the audience, and there were even some bets going on.
Yeah, bets between the physio and some audience members.
Yeah.
And then the screen, it was nice and big, at least for me. I mean, I didn't need a bigger screen, it was just like fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought the whole area looked like real fancy, you know. When you look at your computer screen or TV screen or whatever you're watching LCS from, you can think like maybe it's like television magic or something, but it's really a, you know, a fancy looking venue.
I think it's even better live than through the stream.
Yeah,
definitely. And the place is pretty small compared to what you see in the streams. Like even if it's fancy, it's still pretty small for a studio like that.
Yeah.
And everything seems a bit bigger through the stream, I think.
Yeah, and also there's a little corner where there's a fan meet, and we only went to one fan meet.
Yep, with Fnatic.
Fnatic, favorite team.
Yep, my favorite team.
Yeah,
totally
favorite team in LCS. So we have some pictures from that, and
we talked a little bit with the players.
Yeah,
I tried to speak some Swedish with Reckless, and that went pretty well. And Reckless noticed I'm from Finland.
Yeah, he tried to be an undercover Swedish person, couldn't manage it.
Yep, my Swedish isn't that good at all.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a real great, you know, the meetup, and it's, you know, there's a little line, but it doesn't take long, you know. They go in, you take the pictures, next person goes in, and there's someone who takes the pictures, of course.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a cool experience.
It was. I think it was the best experience of the whole venue, for me at least.
Yeah.
The games were not that interesting because all of them were pretty one-sided.
Yeah, and it's so late in the season, so like nothing's really gonna change much.
Yeah.
You know, so it's pretty useless games, but it was, you know, it was a fun experience, worthwhile, totally. You know, if you are thinking about it, I think you should definitely check it out.
Yeah.
But maybe it's not like worth going just for that, like from abroad, like we went from Finland, because we had free accommodation.
Yeah,
in Germany.
Pete's dad.
Yeah, and my dad's place there. So that helped us, and also we went, you know, around Berlin, see all the touristy things, but we'll get to that later. And yeah, but if you're already in Berlin, then definitely go check it out. And if if you really like League of Legends, then I think it would be worth it to go, you know, to like playoffs or something.
Yeah,
totally.
Sure. And maybe even we have visited Worlds before.
Yeah.
London 2015 quarterfinals.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah,
great year for EU.
How was it compared to this?
Well, it was a totally different experience. I think, you know, the Worlds is really like hectic and like that, but the studio experience is really like laid back, I think.
Yeah. Much more laid back, and there is like cool, chill.
It's a chill environment, I think.
And next year everything is probably gonna change.
Probably.
And there is gonna be one studio in Berlin and Barcelona and London and Paris.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if it's gonna change for the Berlin studio at all.
Yeah.
But at least some casters may go to the different studios. So we don't know yet.
Yeah.
We look forward to knowing what it's gonna be like, and we're totally gonna make a video if we go to maybe London, visit London next year.
Yeah, London's gonna be the biggest league.
Yeah, of course, and yeah, it was great. We had 2 days off of the games.
Yeah.
And we went to see DDR Museum, McDonald's.
And multiple times.
Multiple times, 3 times we went to McDonald's, and I don't know why, but we had to do it. At least we got some cool glasses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then we went to Berlin Zoo.
Yeah, there were animals, penguins,
Pandas.
wolves. Pandas, yes.
Yeah.
Panda, here, no.
Yep. And then we went to see this large square after McDonald's at one point, because we didn't have anything to do, because the museum
Yeah, right. We were going to a museum area, but there was like 2 hours queue or something ridiculous, so we didn't do it. And yeah, and then we went to the Holocaust Memorial and the Holocaust Museum.
There were like names of all the persons who died at the Holocaust, and
Yeah,
really touching and interesting also.
yeah. And that was the only museum which was free.
Yeah. And we are also 20 years old, and we were interested in that kind of stuff. So if you are young and you want to go there, you should definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And then we went and tried also some local cuisine. In addition to McDonald's, we went for some currywurst, which was an instant favorite.
Yep.
Yeah.
For Pete at least.
Yeah, great stuff. 5 out of 5 would recommend.
Then we went to Saturn and got some expensive stuff from there. I bought a phone, Samsung Galaxy S8. It's a great phone, and it was 150 euros cheaper in Germany than in Finland, and it was pretty weird for me at least, because the German and Finland's prices for electronics is usually pretty much the same. And
yeah,
was that all?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much all. It was a great German Berlin experience. We saw many cool things. Would recommend all of them.
And thank you for watching, and thumbs up if you liked it, and thumbs down if you didn't.
Yeah,
you know what to do.
Yeah, and see you next week in another video.
Yep. And also comment if you want more like these videos and more like the videos before this.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tell your opinion to us. Thanks, and